welcome to Cool Cars and Interesting People. I'm Mark Campbell. Today our interesting person is going to be the mayor of Lethbridge, Chris Spearman. And we're over here at College Ford Lincoln. We're in the detail shop right now. Before us is a 2016 Ford F-150. Thank you very much. Ford F-150 Lariat. Let's bring in Bobcat from College Ford.
How you doing, Mark?
Good. Do you hate it when I call you Robert Kitty?
I've been called Robert Cat recently. I'm kind of enjoying that, too.
Okay, all right, good. Let's talk about this Ford F-150 Lariat. It's a Lariat. It's a special edition. Tell us about what's so special about this guy.
It is absolutely gorgeous. It's an extra layer of trim. So you can start at XL, XLT, move up to the Lariat. It is nicely loaded. It's got a console in it, lots of leather and chrome. The chrome package here, the front grille and the wheels, it really stands out, this truck.
And what's cool about it, there's some things that happen that you can't believe.
The technology in the truck is incredible.
Yeah.
One of the newest things, and real exciting for Ford and for us at College Ford Lincoln, is the trailer park assist.
Okay.
So you've heard of vehicles that parallel park before.
Yeah.
That's been around a couple of years now. This will help you park your trailer. So if you've got a camping trailer and you have issues parking it, this has a knob in it that you control the trailer, and you move your hands off the steering wheel. It drives the truck in.
Wow.
It's incredible.
Now, as we've said before, Southern Alberta is truck country, and this is a nice baby, isn't it?
It's a beautiful truck.
Good. You think the mayor's going to like it?
He will love it.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to go talk to the mayor. Have you ever thought about getting into radio?
I shouldn't I?
Or maybe barber. Anyway, we'll see the mayor. Well, Mr. Mayor.
How's it going?
Nice to see you.
Great to see you.
Security's really slack to let me in.
Wow.
Are you ready to go for a cup of coffee?
I sure am. I'm looking forward to it, Mark.
We're going down to the penny. Come on and join us.
All right.
You ever heard the song, The Old Gray Mare Ain't What He Used to Be?
What? Slide down the banister.
Just like that. You ever want to stop here and say, I'm the king of the world? No, you never want to say that?
I never do want to do that.
How about Don't Cry For Me, Argentina?
No, I've never done that either. Yeah, we try to keep employees here, not drive them out of the building.
Hey, do you know her?
I do know her. It sounds like, it looks like Dr. Barbara Lacey. How are you doing?
It is me, actually.
Yeah.
That's
No,
surprisingly enough.
it's not an imposter.
Yeah,
Okay.
well,
Well, Happy New Year.
If I had to go, what should I call you? Should I call you Mr. Mayor, Chris?
You can call me Chris.
Dr.
Yeah.
Spearman?
Chris.
Chris,
yeah.
okay. The Ford F-150 Lariat is 2016. It's a beauty.
Okay.
We were going to get a Mustang for you. It's just a little icy today.
Yeah.
So we're safe.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Come on in. Let's go
looks
inside.
like a great vehicle.
We'll take it. Da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, so this goes into drive. See all of the fancy things they got here? You can see behind us.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I didn't have that in my 1964 Ford Flurry, whatever it was. What was your first car?
Well, mine was a Plymouth Fury.
Plymouth Fury. That's what I had. A Plymouth Fury.
Plymouth
Yeah.
Fury 2. Yeah. With very questionable brakes.
What year was it?
1966.
1966.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it had a straight six engine in it, and I used to drive down the Nova Scotia coast. It was a winding road, right? And the brakes used to heat up, and then they used to stop working altogether. You know, and as I got closer and closer to the beach that I was getting to, sometimes my foot would be on the floor, and nothing was happening brake-wise as you're going around the corner. So yeah.
And you survived.
Yeah, we survived all of that. Yeah.
So are you from Nova Scotia originally?
I went to university at St. Mary's in Halifax.
St. Mary's, okay.
Yeah.
But are you born in Lethbridge?
No,
where were you born?
I was born in England, and my family came over when I was 4 years old.
Spearmans? You were the Spearmans then?
Yeah, so
Really?
they're from northern England, so they're not really...
Oh, you were in this northern England then?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so they're They're around the Newcastle area, where everybody's a little bit rough around the collar, right? So, yeah. Coal miners, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. And so you come to a coal miner city, and
Yeah.
I always think that that's one of the more interesting things about Lethbridge, since we're named after William Lethbridge, and the fact that he never ever set foot in Lethbridge.
Yep.
What's the deal with that?
Well, that's the way it was back then.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
know.
I know
And-
he invested a ton of money in the city, and
Yeah.
and I guess they say, well, all right, that
Yeah.
that gets you to name a city.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you have to admire that, how people did things based on faith back then.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
You know, I heard that the engineer who designed the bridge never actually came out and saw it being constructed, and it was
Really?
all done on a desk in Montreal.
Really.
You know, so and then when all the pieces were fabricated and sent out here, they fit. But it was a guy using a slide rule, you know, and
Wow.
figuring everything out by hand, you know, just using simple math in his head, right? You
And
know,
then of
so-
course he emailed it all.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Wow. It is.
but the brilliance of people back then and how they did things without technology is amazing.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a simpler time.
Yep.
Are we living in a good time now?
I believe we are.
Do we? Are we?
I think it's a great time for our city,
Yeah.
a great time for young people, and I think as our city gets to the population of about 100,000,
Yeah.
you know, I think it's going to be a great opportunity. There's, I think the economic development things that are possible
Mhm.
really are going to move our city ahead.
This is not a great day for parking.
No,
We're gonna
That's
park
okay.
here.
okay.
Dun-dun-dun.
We could
Think-
flip a Yui and do across the street, but
That wouldn't be right. Okay. I think.
well, there'll be lots of B-roll coming down the
Yeah,
sidewalk.
that's right. Oh, what have I done? A little coffee from the pennies.
You bet.
Okay, first question I have to ask you, Chris, is are you going to pay for my parking ticket if I get one?
Well, these interviews are a fundraising scheme for the city, so we're doing anything we
Yeah.
can because
Yeah.
we're not really happy with the $730,000 surplus that we've got on snow clearing
Is
at
that
this point. So we're
all we need?
going to try and hit $1 million through parking. So
Let's talk about. I mean, you're actually going to upgrade the parking meters, right?
we are.
Yeah. So that's actually I guess it's a good thing.
It's a positive thing. In the city of Lethbridge, there's a couple of things that people consider to be democratic rights, and one of them is free parking.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
The second one is that you should be able to get anywhere in town in 15 minutes. But
Right.
realistically, that's not the way it is in any other city.
Yeah.
You know, and people complain about taxes here in Lethbridge, and what they don't realize is they probably have more disposable income here than they do if they lived in the city of
Yeah.
Calgary. You
Yeah.
know. If you lived in Calgary, you'd be driving downtown, you'd be paying 20 or 25 bucks for parking.
Yeah, that's
You want to
true,
go and
yeah.
see a Flames game or a Hitman's game,
Yeah.
you go to the Saddle Dome and you're going to pay 20 or 25 bucks for parking.
Yeah.
All those types of things are free in Lethbridge type of thing. And so we might be charging for downtown, we might be using parking meters, but we're approaching that in a more humane way. So the types of parking meter that we're considering putting in is if you pay once in one location, you can move to 2 or 3 locations around the city
Oh, that's
on the
good.
same,
Oh, that makes sense.
you know,
That's good. Yeah.
because the third democratic rule in Lethbridge is you need to have the ability to park right in front of the store where you want to go shopping, right?
Well-
You can't park down the block. Because,
Right. But I mean, it's also got to frustrate like people like here at the Penny. You know,
Yeah.
your customers coming in, paying to
Yeah.
come in. So,
Yeah.
what do you say to them?
Well, the reason why we have parking is to encourage rotation. The reason why we charge a parking fee is to get cars. You know, we don't want people coming downtown, parking in front of the Penny, and being parked there all
Right, that's
day,
true,
right?
yeah.
You know, the Penny is a bustling business. The tables are generally full all through the day. People are coming and going, and people want to come in and have a coffee. It's a
Sure.
it's a relaxing place to come and have a coffee. You know, sit down, talk with your friends, and you stay for 15 minutes or half an hour, and you move on. And that's what we want to encourage
Yeah.
with parking. Yeah.
We were walking past the old Oliver building there, which is what's the latest on that one? Because it's not a good building. I mean, it was condemned, right? And now it's city owns it. Is that right?
Yeah, the city owns the property, and
Yeah.
we put it up for sale. What we want to do is retain the character and the history of the Oliver building, and we want someone to come and buy the building and with a sense of the history. So
Yeah.
we want to make sure that when someone buys the building, they don't just take a look at the cost and then flip it or turn it into a parking lot or something like that, right? So you know, we strive to retain the character of downtown, and we strive to upgrade downtown, and we've provided incentives. You know, if you build downtown, or if you choose to reside downtown, we have incentives for developers, or we have incentives for residents who choose to live downtown. So,
Yeah.
you know, the $30,000 a door, or the property tax relief if you develop downtown. So we have those incentives in place, and we want downtown to be a vibrant place. We're trying to stimulate downtown.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. You want people to actually live down here. That would be what would be your vision of downtown, if you could? If you just say, all right, magic wand, whoosh.
Well, I think we want to upgrade a lot of these older buildings. There's some that are boarded up, been boarded up for a while. We want every building to be occupied, and we want to have some interesting things downtown. I like the idea of brew pubs. I like the idea of things where people can come down and have activities, family-oriented things. You know, we have 19 festivals in Galt Gardens.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, so we're encouraging, promoting festivals. So, you know, as Lethbridge becomes a younger city, as the younger people stay here, and yeah, that's great. You know, but we've got to provide things that'll keep them happy and you know, integrate them better into our city. We can't be just a quiet, staid old city. We've got to provide great things for young families, and we have to begin to learn to appreciate happy noise. You know,
So when did you first start caring about stuff?
I've always cared about stuff.
I mean, just, you know, where you say, you know, I need to get involved. I need to, you know, be more than just a guy who goes to work. I got to do other stuff. When did that first happen to you?
Probably when I was in university.
Yeah.
When I went to St. Mary's University in Halifax, there was a little bit of student unrest at the time, and I bought into that. I challenged back in the late '60s, early '70s.
Long hair, no shoes.
Yeah, people used to challenge the status quo. Young university students.
That was you.
I was one of those people, and I was demanding student representation on the faculty departments and those types of things. So that we should have some influence over the way we were being taught, or if we felt that people weren't keeping up with the times, that maybe there was time for change. We were kind of aggressive, that we wanted to have a say in how we were getting educated, and that was the start of it. Yeah.
You know, when I did a lot of things in school, you know, I was on student council and I was on committees, but I found that I got so tired of meetings.
Yeah.
So you go to a meeting every day, I'll bet, or it's
dozens of meetings all the time. Yeah.
Does that?
So,
is that something you enjoy still?
Yep, and you want to listen to what people are saying, and you want to learn. One of the things about being the mayor or being on city council is you interact with people in the community who are specialists, people out there who have a passion for whatever they're doing. I'm really excited to go to meetings like Heart of the City, or you know, where everybody who's at the table really wants a vibrant downtown. That's really cool, and to hear what those ideas are. And I was really pleased that in the last budget sessions we funded a lot of those ideas coming out of the Heart of the City Committee. And we want to make sure that we're listening to people and we're giving them hope that something can be accomplished. We don't want to be a city where everybody gives up and says, if I bring my ideas, nobody's going to listen, right? So at the same time, we've got to have healthy debate, and we have to recognize that Lethbridge is changing. So we're evolving from a community where people like to come and just retire. There's a balance now where we have the seniors, we have the retirement centers, but we also have we still have younger people who want to stay here
Absolutely.
and have great lives. You know,
Yeah.
so and we. There is that balance, and sometimes, with those 19 festivals that we had in 2015, we're saying, great, we're doing great, we need to expand on that, continue to have festivals in our downtown. And in a way, we want to be not known as the party city, but maybe the city of celebrations, right?
Right. I gotta ask you this. How much, excuse me, pardon me, sorry. How serious do you take toasts and roasts?
That's an interesting question. Yeah. Well,
It presents things that people are thinking about in one way. Some of the things are ludicrous.
Yeah.
I find it somewhat ridiculous that people say things and there's no name to it, but yet there is a sort of sense that they are raising an issue. So where do you take all of those? I mean, some you can take, some not so much.
I never take them personally, even if they say specifically Mayor Spearman.
Spearman is a
Yeah, that's okay. With this job comes public profile, comes criticism.
Yeah.
You have to have a thick skin. If
see.
you
I'd cry every day.
People are very persistent, and there are some people that are concerned certainly about specific issues. Taxes is one. And we try to be responsible. We have the lowest tax rate increases of any city in Alberta, 2.84% over 4 years. People say, why do taxes have to go up at all, right?
Spearman, you're an idiot for doing that.
Yeah, and the reality is a lot of our taxes are human being related. They're we're paying policemen, we're paying firemen, paramedics. Those people have a right to earn decent wages as well, and competitive wages with what's being paid in other cities in the province. So all those costs, we hire professional people, the best people that we can, and we pay competitive wages, and that's why taxes tend to go up, and we provide competitive services, and more so than we were doing so before. There were 24 leisure centers built in cities across this province before we built one in Lethbridge, right? It's under construction now. So in 24 other cities, they had access to facilities that we don't have access currently now, but we will.
Yeah, great.
And that means that we're going to have to pay something for that. You don't get anything for free.
Gotcha.
So in return for services, and you do have to pay something, and we try to walk that balance. It is a fine line, and we have to also answer questions. We have to be accountable. One of the things we put in place at the audit committee level and at city council level is when we put in a 4-year budget, we also have 3 times a year when administration has to report to us on efficiencies achieved against the budget. Where are we saving money versus what and we encourage a climate of entrepreneurialism where people are motivated to save money and basically serve the taxpayers. So
Okay, Spearman, what about the third bridge, damn it?
Okay, well, here we are. Our city's growing. Now we've got more than 40% of the population living on the west side. And of course, you can't necessarily build a bridge the moment you actually need it. So increasingly there's more traffic pressure from the west side, and we're trying to find ways to fund that bridge. So it's another $200 million project. By the time that you factor in a bridge that might cost $140 or $50 million, plus the approach roads and everything that leads up to it, that it's a $200 million project, and that's a big hit on the tax base. So you can't build a leisure center, you can't build a third bridge, a performing arts center, and a convention center.
For $100.
Yeah. So those things we continue to struggle about priorities. There's other things, of course, that we need too, like the idea that with almost within 5 years we'll probably have 50% of the population living on the west side, and we'll have 3 fire halls on the east side and 1 on the west side. So we have to begin to look at protective services and how are we serving people that live on both sides of the city, right? So that third bridge, the provincial government to this point has said anything within a city is a local improvement, except when I look at Calgary and Edmonton, I see that they're funding ring roads. So when I look at the third bridge, I begin to talk about it as
Being a ring road?
as the Lethbridge Ring Road, from Métis Trail to Chinook Trail
that's
to the
interesting.
third bridge,
Yeah.
could be the Lethbridge Ring Road. So if we're going to fund ring roads, we'll stop calling it a third bridge and we'll call it a ring road.
We'll call it the Spearman Ring Road.
Well, I wouldn't put my name on it. Maybe we'll call it the Rachel Notley Ring Road, or that might have a better chance of getting
That's
funded.
right. All right, here's a tough one. Rank yourself among the former mayors in terms of who is the sexiest.
I think
Anderson has to be number one.
I think you have to go to a third party for that question.
Were you sexier than Reiko Dodic?
No comment. Yeah. Ask Reiko's wife.
Okay, if there is something that you wanted to have named after you, what would it be?
I don't think I want anything named
No,
after
really?
me. No,
Nothing.
no.
I mean, just for your legacy, to have the Chris Spearman blank blank blank.
My job is to try to make things happen that benefit the citizens of Lethbridge, that give people new experiences that they currently don't have now. So how's the city of Lethbridge going to progress and grow? And I guess when you talk about former mayors, the chain of office of the city of Lethbridge has the name of all the previous mayors on it.
Yep.
The concept behind that is that we're building on not one person's legacy, but everyone's legacy. That what was accomplished by the previous mayors is something that we have to keep in mind and build on. So everyone has to add to our city. And you don't do it as just the mayor either. You do it as the mayor with your council, because the mayor gets one vote, and it takes 5 votes to get anything done. So we have to work together.
So the one thing that you desperately right now, if you had the genie came in and said, "Mr. Spearman, I'm giving you this thing right now. What is it?" Poof. Pavazam.
I don't think you can publish one of it. Nope. I think we have.
I'm running out of time, Mr. Spearman.
Okay. Well, what I would like to see is a vibrant, participating community. People who are proud to live in Lethbridge and go out of this city and tell people in Calgary and other communities that they're so proud to be from Lethbridge.
Right.
So we need to provide the activities and the quality of life here in the city that people can be happy about. So we want to be a community that continues to communicate with each other. We want to be open. We want to hear from everyone, and we'll take a look at great ideas and make sure that we give everything a fair shot.
You know what? You're not such a bad guy. Thanks for doing this. Cheers.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. All right.